What's going on, guys? It is MurderInc here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to be talking about Prince Kymar. We're making this video because he is part of the current 10 times event. Whether you're pulling him today, tomorrow, in a few weeks, a few months, there's a lot of key information that you need to know about this champion. Now, in my opinion, Prince Kymar is probably one of the greatest champions in this entire game. Now, that is a very big claim, but I am going to be explaining to you why I believe this is the case, and possibly some information that some of you won't know about Prince Kymar, giving you some extra motivation to rank this guy up if he has been sitting in your vault, or if you haven't really known what to do with this champion. So just to make sure we're being efficient, let's go over his skills very briefly. He's an A1 that attacks all enemies, placing a 5% poison for 1 turn if it's a critical, so he has 100% crit rate synergy right there. We have an A2, attacks all enemies, removes all buffs, places a sleep debuff for 1 turn. Very strong. For some reason he's not fully booked. Whoops. Let's go ahead and remedy this issue very quickly here. I'm not really sure why this was the case. Actually, I'm pretty sure I just wasted my books. I'm starting to remember that this isn't my main Kymar, it's my very niche build. Okay, well, that was my donation to you in this video. Moving on back to his skills, we talked about the sleep, removing all buffs, extremely strong from this A2. Now on top of that, we have this A3 ability, which is going to be the key to his kit. Resets the cooldown of all ally skills, filling the turn meters of all allies by 20%. This does not include this champion, as we can see there, and it is a 7-turn cooldown brought down to a 6 once fully booked. Now looking at his aura, we have increased his ally speed in the arena by 30%. So for those of you who don't know and haven't been keeping up with the current arena meta, Kymar is a essential and probably one of the best champions for the offensive arena meta. Now why? I'm going to show you exactly why next with a few examples. So usually when people think about Prince Kymar in the arena, they're saying, okay, my champions are going to go. Once they've gone, I'm going to use Kymar like I would in dungeons where he's resetting his cooldowns. However, this isn't the most optimal way to approach this champion for the arena. The reason why he's considered one of the meta champions and best champions in arena right now for offense is going to be the following here. Probably not going to be using Yoshi here. There's a possibility that Duchess is fast and she goes first. However, simply to showcase the major point I'm trying to do here, there doesn't look like there's a lot of resistance here, so I'm going to go with Sifi. So we're going to use a common offensive strategy here, using Sifi, Prince Kymar, Madame Ceres, and finally Trunda. So this is what this team looks like, and once again, you're going to see why this is absolutely, I don't want to say broken, but extremely strong here. So we do have Valkyrie. Now he's going to use this A2 first, removing all of the buffs from these champions. Granted, they don't get resisted there. So this is perfect right now. They're going to use all of their buffs. And we're going to use the A1 here. And the next champion that's going to go is in fact going to be Madame Ceres. You're going to see why this is so strong very quickly. We're going to go ahead and use the A2 ability right there. And so this is what I want to talk about. Duchess was not killed here. So what do? We now reset the cooldowns. Everyone gets a chance to go again. Now I could have slept Duchess for sure. However, I really wanted to show you the benefit of using this champion. Now Madame Ceres once again gets to use that strip, put that defense down, and finally let's seal the deal with Trunda's A3. You can do this with many other champions, however you have to think about one of the most common sets in the arena at the moment. It is going to be Swift Parry. What makes Kymar so strong is, even after all of this happens, if Swift Parry procs and it revives your team, 9 out of 10 teams are going to have a very high chance of losing after that Swift Parry procs on the reviver, and they revive the entire team. What Kymar allows you to do is he resets and boosts the turn meter of all of your champions, so they now have a higher turn meter than the champions who were just revived if it was an AoE revive, and they get to cycle through their entire nuke opening rotation all over again, making this such a brilliant combo. Another really cool team, and probably the main team that I did want to showcase here, is going to be using Kymar as your fastest champion, with someone like a Molly Tankard boosting the speeds of your team with her passive here. Just in case you don't know what it is, I'm going to show you. Fills the turn meter of all allies by 15% when this champion is hit and 25% when it's hit by a boss. The boss part isn't going to count for this scenario. However, that's what I wanted to show you and why it's so strong when pairing Molly Tankard with someone like a Prince Kymar. So what does this do? You can think to yourself, I'm using all of these champions in immunity gear, so regardless of them having a hegemon, I am in no danger of actually being locked out. So Hegemon's going to go ahead, he's going to hit our Molly Tankard who is in his shield set here, and it's going to boost my Kymar's turn meter so high, he's most likely going to go in front of their fastest speed champion. So let's go ahead, start this battle, and I will show you why this is so strong and why it's one of the most common meta teams currently in the rotation on Arena in gold as well as platinum. And if you can get your hands on a team like this and anything lower than gold, you will have no problem winning every single match until you are in gold. Granted, gear matters a lot, but that's just what I wanted to say about that. So very quick win. Obviously I was talking a bit, so it was 17 seconds. These runs are usually 7-second wins, but this just goes to show you how strong Prince Kymar is currently in the arena. Having a champion for the arena, even though it has ramped up its difficulty significantly, isn't really going to be enough for me to back up and support my claim of saying he's one of the best champions in this game at the moment. So why do I say that? All you have to do is look at any speed dungeon team you can possibly, whether it's going to be Fire Knight. I am using Renegade here simply because both of my Kymars are built for very specific uses in the arena. However, if you do add Kymar here, you have a faster average time with this team than you would with a Renegade, although like I said, a Renegade will work as well. Kymar is also used in one of the faster teams. Don't mind what you see on the screen now, maybe that will be for another video down the line, but Kymar is also part of one of the fastest Dragon 20 teams. He's going to be very crucial when stage 25 dungeons come out, and he's also a major asset in the Ice Golem stage 20 run. Once again, I am using Renegade here simply because I have both of my Kymars built for specific uses in the arena. However, if I did swap in someone like a Prince Kymar here, this would be such a powerful team across the board. So with all of those factors really lining up together, hopefully this goes to show you how strong Prince Kymar is in this game. And if you didn't know this before, hopefully this opens your eyes so you can start building this champion, using him to success, and keeping in mind, like I said, how good this champion is in arena. I know arena is an area that's rather sensitive, as we saw from one of the previous videos that I did release, but if you do have this champion, worry not. Focus on your gear. Keep in mind that high speed in an immunity set with as much accuracy as you can possibly find on them without sacrificing speed is going to make you an absolute king in the arena. Now, one thing to keep in mind, Kymar is going to have incredible synergy with Yoshi, the current fragment fusion that's going on right now. He has increased accuracy buff. He is going to get a boost to his turn meter every time the enemy buffs themselves. So in a sense, if you have your Yoshi fast enough, he's going to be boosted after an enemy Sifi or an enemy Arbiter gets a turn to go in front of Kymar, increasing his accuracy, giving him a stronger chance of actually applying that A2 sleep and debuff strip from the team. Now, I do want to go back to the arena really quickly, just in case there are some people who are confused about this. Now, I did say you want to make Prince Kymar as fast as possible. So you could be thinking to yourself, how is this going to work against teams if they're running high resistance? You're going to have no chance of actually sleeping the champion. So what's going to be the best way to counteract this overall? So this is probably a good team where I can show you an example here. Let's try and find our Valkyrie here. So we're going to use this team, and I'm going to show you why, even if what I'm trying to explain doesn't happen, I can walk you through it for sure. So we use Valkyrie, we reduce their turn meter. Now we're going to use the A1, use that Evil Eye proc to reduce Arbiter. So this is the main point here. Even though I'm stacking as much speed in my Prince Kymar as possible, he's over 300 speed in immunity. So his accuracy is rather low here. So it's very common that you will get resisted by some champions. However, it's not very common for the damage dealing champion or the debuff champion on your team to have enough accuracy to resist Prince Kymar. Whether it's 200 accuracy, 300 accuracy, it's very unlikely they have enough resistance while keeping a healthy amount of stats on those champions to make sure they're doing their job on defense. So if you get resisted by the main turn meter booster, if you get resisted by the reviver, it's not going to matter because no one's dead yet. They can boost the turn meter of the damage dealing champions, but as we can see, they will be asleep since they have very low resistance. So what that's going to allow us to do is apply this defense down, Hit auto here, watch Trunda tactical nuke, destroy the team, and that's going to be the key, and hopefully that explains it a little bit better as far as why Kymar is such a strong champion. Now the only other thing that I could possibly talk about for Prince Kymar is going to be the clan boss. Now you could be thinking, Murder, what do you mean? Prince Kymar, increasing turn meter, resetting cooldowns, what could you possibly mean? So back when I was more interested in clan boss and there was still ton to be figured out, there was a team that Deadwood Jedi and myself worked on called the Angels and Demons. I have a video on it, it's really cool. It's using Prince Kymar and it's using Skull Crusher cycling cooldowns. You can one key with it, and it was such a fun team. I had a great time with Deadwood making this team composition, and it really reminds me of how great the clan boss used to personally be for me in my enjoyment when it was much newer and it hadn't been in the game for as long as it currently was. So that is kind of the last application that I can think of. Now as far as the Doom Tower goes, you can relate that strictly and directly to the dungeons, use them in that kind of setting, have your champions go, most likely a Seer, not that Seer's broken, but you can use it with the Seer. Seer's going to one-shot the waves very easily with kind of minimal gear. Kymar's going to get a turn, he's going to reset the cooldowns, and you can use so many tools to your advantage to keep cycling through that, and so you're just one-shotting every single stage of the Doom Tower, regardless of what difficulty you are on. Alright guys, that's going to conclude my video today on Prince Kymar. Let me know what you think. Did you pull him? Congratulations if you did. You now have one of the greatest champions in Raid Shadow Legends for the current state of the game. So I'm really hyped for you. Give me your feedback in the comments. Where are you going to use him? Where have you been using him since you pulled him? That's really made your progression pop off like you wouldn't believe. As always guys, if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my next video, and I will see you all in the next upload.